I'm Adrian, the cruise and travel guy, and this week's cruise news update is a big one. Talks of an Oasis Class ship for Australia continue to heat up. Carnival says it might push prices higher. NCL expands its solo staterooms, and a star is born. All that and more coming up now. In May this year, I spoke about proposed changes to the wharf infrastructure and usage in the New South Wales South Coast town of Eden. Central to the proposal put forward by the New South Wales Port Authority are plans that would allow an Oasis Class size ship to dock in the town. It would also mean the end of an annual cap on the number of cruise ships allowed to visit and the removal of time constraints that currently dictate a ship's arrival and departure time. Now the proposal is officially on exhibition until the end of October, with stakeholders and the general public encouraged to have their say by the New South Wales Planning Portal. It's anticipated that a determination will be made later this year. Discussions around the possibility of an Oasis Class ship calling Australia home is something that seems to be gathering pace, as now the Northern Territory Department of Industry, Tourism and Trade has outlined its plans to expand growth within the territory's maritime sector through to 2030. One of the overarching goals presented in the draft Maritime Industry Plan is to increase the number of cruise ships that call into Darwin and turning it into an international hub for cruise liners. The draft plan also makes reference to the 2020 Darwin Port Development Plan, which itself outlined a staged expansion of the city's existing wharf facilities to one day allow Darwin to play host to an Oasis Class vessel. Brisbane's brand new international cruise terminal facility is already capable of hosting an Oasis Class vessel, and although I think the reality of that occurring is still some years away, it is a possibility. Key to the successful deployment of an Oasis Class ship in our region are ports that can handle both the size of the ship and the number of passengers that come with her. It's a simple fact that Oasis Class ships are not designed for ports that require the use of a tender, so the reality of sailing on a ship of that size from our region means that exotic destinations are pretty much off the menu. However, Royal Caribbean has not shied away from acknowledging that its ships are in fact the destination. Starting in 2024, the line will operate weekend-style 3- and 4-night cruises on what will be one of the world's largest cruise ships, Utopia of the Seas. Although that itinerary will include a stop at the line's private island experience, Perfect Day Coco Key, that sort of cruise itinerary proves that Royal Caribbean is quite happy to embrace a ship as the destination. Stay tuned, because I think there might be more information about this progression coming out in the next few years. If you already thought that the price of cruising had been on an upward march, you might be best to skip this segment. Carnival Corporation CEO Josh Weinstein revealed that across the corporation's portfolio of 9 cruise lines, bookings are about 20% higher than for the same period in 2019. Forward bookings are greater too, extending out further than ever before, well into 2024 and at stronger prices. All of this means that the company is looking to leverage market conditions to drive pricing even higher. I'm sure there will be a tipping point, but until the market slows, it seems that prices might continue to increase before they stabilize or retract. To give some context to those price increases, despite reporting a quarterly net profit of over $1 billion, Carnival Corp still expects to end the year in debt to the tune of almost $31 billion. Norwegian Cruise Line has announced the addition of 1,000 solo occupancy cabins to its fleet of ships. The cabins are designed for solo travelers and so eliminates the solo surcharge that most single travelers have to contend with when booking a cruise. The cabins will span inside, ocean view and balcony categories and can be booked on voyages departing from January 2nd, 2024. Norwegian first launched solo cabins in 2010 on its then new Epic, and its provision of more solo cabins is in response to growing market demands for that cabin type. On select ships, solo travelers will also have access to the Studio Lounge, a public area exclusively available for use by solo travelers. Royal Caribbean has revealed the name of its second Icon Class ship overnight. Star of the Seas is currently under construction in Finland and will debut during the Northern Hemisphere summer in 2025. Her inaugural sailings have not yet been announced, but it's likely she will sail in either the Mediterranean or the Caribbean during her maiden season. Consumer demand for Icon of the Seas was so high that it resulted in the cruise line's highest volume booking week in its 53-year history and its largest booking day ever. Star of the Seas will, for the most part, mirror the features already previewed on Icon, including its 7 pools and more than 40 food and beverage venues. More information about Star of the Seas will be released in the coming months, and as a side note, I can't help but notice that both Princess and Royal Caribbean are now using the Star prefix on their newest ships. Star of the Seas will launch in 25, and so will Star Princess. So I'm curious, let me know in the comments below, will you be getting on board any of these upcoming stars? Thank you so much for watching wherever you are. If you haven't done so yet, I would appreciate if you could subscribe to the channel. And if you're looking to book a cruise, you can head to my website, thecruiseandtravelguide.com.au. And if you haven't done so, give me a follow on Facebook and Instagram at The Cruise and Travel Guide. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. In May this year, I spoke about proposed changes to Eden's Central to the Now the proposal is on exhibition until the end of October, and now the proposal is one of the overarching goals presented in the draft industry maritime One of the overarching goals presented in the draft Maritime Industry Development Plan is to get more cruise ships increase. To give some context to those price increases, despite Carnival reporting the cabins are designed for solo travelers, and so it eliminates the bugbear of the solo traveler, which is having to pay a solo supplement on cruises where they're just taking one cabin that is ordinarily designed for 2 people. God, that could come out better. Norwegian first launched its solo cabins in 2010 on its then new Epic, and the provision of more of the cabin type is in response to growing demand for that cabin type.